Good afternoon. My name is Stacy Bell. I'm a career facilitator for Goodwill Columbus in the Workforce Development Department, and I would like to welcome you to our afternoon broadcast. Today's topic is to how to design your resume to beat applicant tracking systems. So before we jump into that, I would like to welcome you again. And we also have with us Valerie. She is our moderator, and she can answer any questions or comments that you place in the chat box. So please feel free to interact, ask questions, or leave us a comment, and we will get right back to you. So also, one thing that we would like to announce is that the month of June is definitely focused on resumes. So what we are doing is the career consultants at Goodwill Columbus are taking appointments for one-on-one resume reviews. And we have that information on our Facebook page. There is a link that you just click on, and then the calendar will come up and you select a time. And then that career consultant will give you a call and talk about your resume and how to make it shine and outstanding, and then get into employers' hands so you can get that foot in the door for an interview and be amazing. So without further ado, what we are talking about again today is designing your resume to beat applicant tracking systems. So let's get to that. So first of all, let me see. Before we share our screen, you're probably like, well, Stacy, what is an applicant tracking system? Well, what those are kind of software applications that employers use, that first they write their job description about what they want, who they're looking for, what responsibilities that person needs to do, and what qualifications that they need to have in a candidate. So then they download and put all that information into an applicant tracking system where when you apply online and you submit your information and your resume, that system will take what the employer put down in the job description and then will scan it. We'll scan those words, and like literally the words, and scan your resume and your job application to see if those words match that job description. So it's crazy, right? You might have the perfect experience, the perfect qualifications, all of that stuff. But if you don't word your resume correctly, it will never be seen by a human eye. I know, crazy, right? So we're going to beat this ball game, all right? We are going to get your foot in the door. So I'm going to take you through, an example job description, an example resume, and kind of show you how you can match that up and beat those systems. So I'm going to share the screen. Here we go. All right, I'm going to share. Hope everyone's having a great day. All right, so the first thing I want to show you is our Indeed Goodwill Community partner page. It is found at partner.indeed.com/Goodwill. So we are in partnership. We're going to work together to help you find your next job. That's what Indeed does. That's what we do. And we are working together. It is an exciting opportunity, this partnership that we've created. And we get to teach you all about it. So you can see all here, there's all kinds of different resources. You can create a resume, job search, and let employers find you. And that's discussed in Show Your Best Self with Indeed Resume Workshop. That was this morning. All right, actually, I'm going to switch this up. It likes to go towards your location. So I'm a little bit over there. All right, Columbus. All right, Columbus. So what you can do here is like, all right, I know that I want to apply for an administrative assistant position. I know that I want to go in Columbus, Ohio. Or you can put your zip code or a different city, whatever you'd like. And then you click Find Jobs. Well, I already found one for you. Just speed up the process, right? All right, so I found a job. This is what it would look like on Indeed. And then you would just click on that, and then this would come up here, the information. So what I found here is an administrative assistant for Resource Employment Solutions. There's your salary range, and it's in Columbus. This one actually is an ideal candidate, will be bilingual. So if you're bilingual, there you go. If you're not, you probably wouldn't be applying to this. Okay, so once you find a job description that catches your eye, you need to read it top to bottom, all of it. Even do a little research on the company is not a bad idea, because you want to make sure that, applying for jobs is serious work, serious time. So you want to make sure that you're applying for a job that fits your qualifications and one that you feel like that's a good fit. You like the company, you like the job description, you have the qualifications, you have the requirements that they're asking for. Then go ahead and do a little bit more research. And then you really want to go, then you go ahead and apply. So let's look through this. Okay, so this is a bilingual administrative assistant position summary. So read everything. We'll start up here. National Staffing Agency is seeking an administrative assistant to manage the office. Ooh, that was a loud truck. Office front lobby. Sorry about that. Handle incoming calls in Columbus, Ohio. We are looking for an individual who is efficient and comfortable being a member of the team. Let's go to the next section. The ability to multitask, I'll highlight what I'm reading, while maintaining complex schedules and managing administrative support is essential. So they're saying this is essential. That's some good wording to have in your resume. The ideal candidate for this job is resourceful, a good problem solver, and organized. Assuring a steady completion of workload in a timely manner is key to success. All right, so, I'm going to kind of go through this first and then go back and show you a sample resume and then where we can identify some keywords here and then make sure it's in your resume, because this is a job description written by the employer. You're asking you to apply online. Therefore, they're going to be using the applicant tracking system to weed out candidates that, they're not required or not qualified. And they do that by using these systems. All right. What are the requirements of an administrative assistant in this company? All right. So check out your education. Make sure your education matches. You need a GED or a high school diploma is required. All right. Required. If you don't have that, don't apply. You will not get through and you're going to be wasting your time. If it said something like associate's degree is required and you don't have an associate's degree, don't apply for that. If anything ever says preferred, still apply for it. If you don't have it, like if it says associate's degree preferred and you don't have it, apply for it anyway, because it's preferred, because maybe you highlight and you have outstanding experience that you can show that, all of this experience can measure up to also an associate's degree, kind of equal level there. So you're cool there. All right. Proficient in all Microsoft applications, especially Excel and others, to not include Note 2, Outlook Express, Internet Explorer, la la la. All right. So they definitely want someone who's familiar with Microsoft Office, and they definitely highlighted Excel. All right. So that also needs to be in your resume, that you are proficient in Microsoft Office applications. And then I would list out Excel, Outlook Express, all of them. Just list them out on your resume. And again, we'll show you how to do that here in a sec. All right. Some keywords to look at: must possess good customer service skills. Okay. Remember that. Must display a professional approach and communication to teamwork. I am fairly certain that might be the second, if not the third time I saw a mention to teamwork. All right. So that is huge for this job description, and that's huge for this company. So that needs to be in your resume somewhere. That teamwork aspect needs to be there. I don't think you'll get through. All right. So possess a general clerical aptitude and basic knowledge of record keeping. Good written and oral communication and computer skills required. Must possess extraordinary organizational skills and have great follow-up skills. Have working knowledge of basic accounting concepts, payroll, and related systems. Must be detail-oriented, have an excellent analytical ability. Must be able to work flexible hours and meet deadlines. Time management, must have great follow-up skills. And this one must be very important to them, able to keep confidentiality. So I would definitely recommend, if they're putting it on there, that's important to that company. That also must be in your resume too. All right. So deadline. So that should resume. assist in training staff members and new hires, implement and monitor programs as directed by management, and see programs through completion. I think that's like the second time I've seen that, follow up, seeing things through. That needs to be highlighted on your resume. Generate memos, emails, reports when appropriate. Assume responsibility for maintenance of office equipment, including computers, copy machines, fax machines, and maintain office supplies, checking inventory, other items. This is general, administrative administrative assistant position. These are general things that all these positions do. So cool. All right. Hours vary, gives you a range, and then some other benefits. Awesome. So now we read through it. We're totally stoked. We're ready to apply. You got the qualifications. You meet the requirements. Let's go. Okay, so let's talk about your resume. What I have up here for you is that Indeed also has sample resumes that you can look at. And why would you want to look at a sample resume? Because you get to see the formatting. You get to see the language that the industry, like they talk like. Because sometimes, administrative assistant resume language might look different from an IT resume language, way different. So this would help you here we go, tailor your resume to the industry that you are applying to. That is indeed.com/career-advice/resume-samples, or just really Google Indeed resume samples. It's like the first link that comes up. All right, so let me show you a little bit. So you can browse. So you can search by job title, or look at all of this. All of these industries are represented, and then you can just click on them and it'll take you to a sample resume where you can read what they have there for an example, because their goal is to help you get jobs. I mean, this is made to help you. So utilize this resource. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to search by title. Ooh, came right up. Administrative assistant. And pow, takes me to a sample resume. So let's go through this. Okay, so this again is a sample. And let's just talk a little bit about resume basics. So the first thing, obviously, they're going to see nice, big, and bold is your name, your professional name. No nicknames, nothing like that. Your name right there, bright and bold, up on top. All right, the next thing you will see is your city and state in which you would like to work. Do not put your street address. That is personal and sensitive information. No one needs to know that right now, okay? All right, so, and then you put your phone number and make sure that phone number has voicemail, and that voicemail is clean and it is professional. Nobody's screaming in the background, no music or anything like that. It's just you, nice, clean, and professional, saying thank you for your call, and leave a message and I'll get back to you. All right, next thing you will see is a professional email. Make sure that email is professional. Try, use your name. This is a good one. Her name is Ebony Moore. So E Moore, bam, perfect. It's not something crazy like I am an animal lover or something like that. That's great if you are, but that is not a professional email. So try to make it nice, clean, and sharp. Your name is just fine. Okay, now let's talk about the summary. This is the first thing that employers are going to read, right? So you got to make it good. You got to use some action verbs. And also, this is the perfect place for when you go back to this here, the job description, you can add those keywords in your summary. So let's read this. Dedicated administrative assistant with 3 years of experience providing administrative support to senior executives, accompanied by a proven track record of maintaining efficient operations. That's pretty good. You can also probably add another sentence on there as well that can match some language in your resume. So I kind of looked at and jotted down some of the language I found here. You create that summary and put the following from this job description into the summary, because that employer wrote that summary and that's the language they're looking for. So some of the keywords that I found, bilingual. So I'm a bilingual administrative assistant. Pow, it's in there. They talked about customer service. I'm a bilingual administrative assistant with 3 years experience that has provided Proven customer service. Not shabby. You remember that they said teamwork at least twice, if not 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. You need to put teamwork in there. They talked about written and oral communication, organized, detail-oriented, and analytical ability. And then remember that they mentioned confidentiality. So that was all some keywords that I took from this part. Okay. And then what you can do is kind of reword this summary, placing those keywords in there. All right. That way, when that applicant tracking system is scanning your resume, they will pick those up and that system will grab that resume. All right. Saying that this is a favorable candidate based on the words she has in her resume. And then a human eye will then see that. All right. Awesome. So let's move on to the education section. Go ahead and put whatever education you have. All right. If it's high school, remember that they were looking for a high school diploma or a GED. So you need to have that on there. And if it's anything above that, go ahead and include that too. You don't necessarily have to include dates. You can leave that off if you wish. You can also leave off the GPA unless a job description asks for it, which you don't see that often. If you attended school for a little bit of a time but didn't finish, go ahead and put that on there in the courses that you took. That's great. That's good to show an employer. All right, now let's get down to the experience section. This is really when you can really match it up real nicely. So let's go through here. So you're going to start with your most recent experience first. This one and this sample resume, this is your current. So it'll say start date to current, and month and year are just fine. You don't need to remember the exact date. Good luck with that, going back 5 years. So let's see what she wrote here. All right, provide ongoing administrative support to senior executives driving organizational success through the management of daily operations and special projects. If you recall, that was in there, of daily operations, special projects, or that, there you go. What is also too, remember that said special projects, and instead of putting special projects, put something like that, that you have implemented and monitored. You implement and monitor programs as directed by me. I mean, you can put that same exact wording. You can copy and paste that. There is nothing wrong with that at all, unless you didn't do it. Make sure that you actually did it. All right. Manage executive calendars, strategically coordinating meetings, appointments, events, and travel arrangements. Remember that in the job description, they were talking about this type of thing too: compose and proofread memos, letters, reports, presentations, providing accurate, concise, and error-free communication. That was mentioned in that job description. So make sure that that is on your resume. They're looking for it. If you don't have it on your resume, that tracking system is not going to grab it. All right. Plan, coordinate, finalize details for travel arrangements and business development events. Remember, look at this, spearhead training. Definitely make sure that those action verbs are on there. They're eye-catching, and they really provide that extra add a little punch to your resume. Remember, that said spearheaded training. What are they looking for? Assist in training staff members and new hires. Well, that's even awesome, because if you spearheaded it, you led it. Let's go. All right. So make sure that that's in there because they're looking for it. It's in the job description. Another thing that you really need to have in your resume is you need to have quantifiable data. All right. So this is talking about 30 incoming calls per day, or you can go 30 plus, or maybe even 100 plus. You might work in a busy office. All right. Definitely have that quantifiable data on there. If you look down here, we'll skip. There's another one. Executed processing of vendor contracts and implemented a standardized process, reducing contract discrepancy by 90%. You reduce something by 90%? That's great. That's solid. Put it on there. All right, a little bit back to resume basics. This is your current position. So all of your verb tense will be in the present tense because you're doing it. You're doing it right now. This is your job. You are doing that. Your past positions, they need to be in the past tense. Greeted, guaranteed, streamlined, developed. See what I'm saying? Because you're not doing those. You have done them in your position, so you have that experience, but you're not doing them now. Okay? So definitely make sure that there's a past tense. All right. Also, you can, because you want a nice, clean one-page resume as much as you can have it, down to one page. So as you can see, there's all kinds of responsibilities and requirements that they're asking for. So if you can't put them all under the current position and you did them in other positions, put them down there. All right, making sure that all of these experiences that you're putting here, your achievements, all of those things match what they're asking here. It has to match, or that applicant tracking system will not pick it up if you don't word it exactly how that job description states. All right, so let's look and talk about one more thing in your resume, skills. Remember, I talked about this earlier. They want this. You have to have this. If it is not on your application or is not on your resume, they won't see it. They're going to pass you by. They want people to have Microsoft applications, especially in Excel. So what you need to do is making sure that you put proficient in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook. I think that, what else do they have? I look for Internet Explorer, plop that on there. They put it down, so do you. All right. If they ask for how many words a minute you type, you put that down. Remember that this position was asking for someone bilingual. You can put that in a couple places. You put it in your skills and you can put it in your summary section. And hey, whoopsie, maybe you were an employee of the year. Oh yeah, put that down. I want to talk about one more thing, one more resource that Indeed has to offer is that they have skill assessment. So this company is looking for Microsoft Word, especially Excel, and then list some other things. Indeed has these skills assessments that if you take it, it'll measure you on your level of mastery. So maybe like you scored the highest possible on this skill assessment, you put that, boom. Like it'll be like an attachment to your resume stating that you took this assessment through Indeed and this is how you scored. And that, man, if you're a master at Excel and they're looking for you to just be proficient, that is huge. That is a highlighted fact that will really grab that attention. All right, they're looking for the Microsoft Word and the Excel. That applicant tracking system will grab your resume and then that employer will see it. Whew, that was a lot. I know it's a lot, but the good thing is you have us. You have us. You can schedule an appointment today. Go to the link on our Facebook page. Get in touch with a career consultant. We will walk through this with you and help you develop your resume so you can get your next best job or maybe even your first job. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank Valerie for being the moderator today. And again, like, follow, share all of our social media sites. And we appreciate you. Thank you very much and have a great